Hi, YouTube. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast. Talking Auburn football. Go ahead and like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. Okay, already done the prediction show. Now, I do the prediction show based on what I've seen trend-wise from both teams and how they handle adversity, how they respond, how do they respond to certain scenarios, and how each team would possibly simulate all that activity when they play one another. Okay, so that's why I came up with the 38-24 prediction of Alabama over Auburn. I think Alabama has a lot of talent. I think Alabama has a lot of depth. They play very well at the point of attack as far as the line of scrimmage goes. So it will be very hard for me to predict an Auburn win because so many things have to go in Auburn's favor. For number one, they definitely have to be productive offensively, because if you look at the last few times Auburn has gone to Tuscaloosa, offensive production has really been their Achilles heels. The defense has actually played well long enough to give opportunities to Auburn. But if they don't take advantage of those opportunities, you're going to fatigue the defense. They're going to get discouraged. And next thing you know, you got Devonta Smith going for a 60-yard touchdown, and the thing just keeps going and going and going. And then you have a 52-point production, kind of like what happened to Auburn back in 2018. There was a subscriber that said that Auburn had won 3 straight or something like that. But no, this is how it went. Auburn won in 2017, lost in 2018, but won in 2019. So that's a 2-1 record for the Auburn Tigers over the last 3 years. Now, you think about the series as a whole, it's actually dangerously close. You would think the Alabama fan base would stop talking a lot of that shit, because the series, I'll just say in modern era college football, the series is relatively even. Alabama leading the series 16-14. So really, when the Alabama fans really dissect this and look at the series as a whole, it's not as one-sided as you think as far as statistically goes. Now, the bad part about this, the reason why it appears to be one-sided, is because when Alabama wins, they win big in a lot of occasions. Auburn has these little minimal wins, 10 points, something like that. But Auburn has not blown Alabama out to the extent that Alabama has been able to blow Auburn out. You talk about 49-0 wins, the 52-21 wins. So that's what makes, even though the series is close, but the margin of victories when Alabama does win does kind of put it out there a little bit. So going into the point of this video, Auburn's got 3 leaders emerging on this football team. Number one, you got Smoke Monday, pick 6 for 100 yards last week. You got Zacoby McClain, who is the should still be the leading tackler in the SEC. And now you have Seth Williams, who's upped his average per catch to 17, and he's well on his way to having a very productive season. It'd be very interesting to see what he does within the next 3 games. Auburn has Alabama coming up, to where if Auburn has a chance to win, he's not only going to have to be targeted, he has to get at least 100 yards in this game to give Auburn a chance. He has to get 100 yards. Bo Nix has to average about 8 yards per pass in order for Auburn to win this game, hands down. And there's really no middle ground in that. Also with the running game. The running game, there has to be at least 160 yards of rushing production to give Auburn a chance to win. And I'm going to tell you why I say that. It's because 160 yards of rushing, that equates to time of possession. And what does that equate to? That means those 3 receivers on Alabama's side of the football field will have less time to catch the ball and go for 90. That's one thing about this Alabama wide receiver core. They are known for making big plays, explosive plays, 90 yards, 53 yards, 34. You just name it. You see it on film. You see the back-breaking plays after the other team cannot, take advantage of opportunity. Next thing you know, it goes from a 17-10 game to a 40-10 game, and that's not something that Auburn wants going into this Iron Bowl. But when I talk about the leadership, though, you can tell that Smoke Monday, Zacoby McClain, and Seth Williams, they're not only leading by mouth, but they're leading by example. They're making the big plays when you need them. They're, being consistent. And that's what leadership is all about. Now, Owen Papo is a guy that's kind of an honorable mention for leadership, but he's just too inexperienced, and he was kind of thrown into that leadership role with KJ Britt being injured. But when I think about it, it reminds me of KJ Britt. It reminds me of Derrick Brown, who were very, very good football players, but they were surrounded by so many other great players that they really couldn't impose their leadership will. Even last year, for example, KJ Britt, great football player, but Derrick Brown and Marlon Davidson, friendly reminded him, hey, this is our team. This year would have been KJ Britt's team. He's injured, but he's definitely having a vocal appearance on the sideline. And I just wanted to put this out there, guys. Really, really, really wish for the best for Smoke Monday, Zacoby McClain in this particular football game, and also Seth Williams in this game, as they have emerged as leaders on this team. Look out for these three guys, and you can pinpoint the success and failure of the Auburn football team tomorrow based on how these guys play. All right, guys, I really like you all's interaction. Let's go ahead and get the comments up. What do y'all think? Who do you think is the leader on the team at this point? I think Bo Nix can be an honorable mention as well, but I'm talking about seasoned guys that have been around the program for a little while. But, do you disagree with anybody that I name, or do you think there should be another person added to this list of, Auburn had to replace a lot of folks from last year. So that's what I've been looking for, is that emerging leader. And these are the three guys that I came with. Let's get this comment section going. Like the video. YouTube sends algorithm stuff our way when we get the comments and likes up. Who is your favorite leader on the team? Who do you think has emerged as a leader? And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle.